So I would suggest students, please revise as much as possible. If you have good practice in GATE type of questions, you can easily achieve good rank.
Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep's another Spotlight episode. As you all know, recently UPSC Engineering Service Examination results have been announced. And today in this episode, we have with us Gopal Singh, who has scored all India rank 10. So let's directly go to the man himself and let's ask some of the questions which are going to inspire you and people who are preparing or aspiring to achieve their dreams. So hi Gopal.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, congratulations from BYJU'S Exam Prep team to you and especially to your parents. To begin with, let's just start with a quick introduction, like from where you have studied, like schooling, or maybe from where you belong, and then we'll continue with the next questions.
Sure.
Please.
Thank you very much for congratulating me, sir, and giving me this opportunity to be here. I am from Delhi. I have done my graduation from IIT Gandhinagar. I graduated in 2019, and to say that this was my third attempt, but I would say it was my second serious attempt. And fortunately, this year I got AIR 10. So quite happy to achieve this rank.
Right. So I think the very first question, and this is my personal, you can say best, the question which I always wanted to ask, or I always ask the toppers,
Mhm.
that can you please share us the moment when you got to know about the result and what you did just after that? Whom do you call and
Mhm.
what was the moment? Just will simply keep
Sure,
this
sure.
much.
So I'm working at a private farm where I have my batchmate working there, my friend and batchmate as well.
Okay.
So I was just searching on WhatsApp. We have a group, selected group, and I saw the list. I saw my name. I went to him. I grabbed his hand and took him outside and told him, "Man, I got AIR 10." He held me. He walked me towards the lobby and he made me sit down to relax. And then it took me a moment to let that sink in. And after that, I called my father and my mother. And then I called one of my friend. And until then, my heart was beating very fast. So that was the initial moment when I got to know about my rank.
राइट सो गाइज ये एक ऐसा लम्हा होता है, एक ऐसा पॉइंट होता है विच इज वेरी इमोशनल एंड आई थिंक all of us who are preparing and not just for ESE, for anything in life, I think we all somewhere inside knows that we are actually preparing for this emotion, for this moment. All right, so with this let's move to the next question. So did you also appear for some other examination, and if yes, then how were they, the results?
Yes, I did appear for GATE 2022,
Okay.
but I couldn't get very good rank to get into PSU. I got around 300 something rank. So there was one exam I appeared for, but other than that, I didn't appear for another exam because my main goal was fixed that I have to clear ESE only.
Right, right. So since आपने गेट भी दिया
Mhm.
and ESE भी दिया and you
Right.
have significant difference in the ranks,
Mhm.
so there is a question which must be there in lot of students mind right now जो
Mhm.
अपनी तैयारी start करना चाहते होंगे, maybe 24 के लिए or
Mhm.
maybe 25 के लिए. So this question comes in their mind that can we prepare for engineering service and gate examination simultaneously?
Mhm.
So my question to you will be, what was that basic difference that you found between the syllabus, or I would say syllabus we all know,
Mhm.
but the way और जो approach होनी चाहिए उस एग्जाम की तैयारी के लिए, तो आपको basic difference क्या लगा इन दोनों एग्जाम्स के बीच में?
Right. So basic difference is all about numerical solving. Here in ESC, we have numericals are there, but they are solvable by hand only. But in GATE, we know these are a little bit complex problems
Correct.
which need to calculator as well. And in ESC, we have more of theoretical nature questions there. So if you have good practice in GATE type of questions, you can easily achieve good rank. What I find in my case, my mistake was that I made few silly mistakes during exam, which I knew at that moment that I have messed up. So only 2-3 questions you mess up and you get
Yeah.
drowned.
Your
So
rank will drop definitely.
right.
Yes, this happens. तो जैसा कि we know that this UPSC examination,
Mhm.
specifically ESE, it is you can say a very time taking
Right.
examination, right?
Mhm.
जिस दिन आप फॉर्म भरते हैं और जिस दिन आपका रिजल्ट आता है उसके बीच में इतना ज्यादा गैप होता है. सो एक क्वालिटी जो होती है जो हर एक टॉपर के अंदर होती ही होती है, एंड दैट इज आई थिंक पेशेंस,
Right.
राइट? सो द थिंग इज लाइक बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी न्यू दैट
Mhm.
इतना टाइम लगने वाला है, सो व्हाट वाज द बेसिक मोटिवेशन दैट यू हैड to begin or to choose ESE as your target, that okay मैं ESE के लिए तैयारी करूंगा, so what
Mhm.
happened, like दोस्तों को देखा या फिर कुछ और अपना खुद का एक पर्सनल हमेशा से ही था कि नहीं मुझे तो सर्विसेज ज्वाइन करनी है ESE के थ्रू, so what was your motivation और what was the we कहते हैं ना उसको किक जो होती
Mhm.
है, वो कहाँ आपको लगा that yes it's the
Right. So me and one of my friends started ESE journey in our final year.
okay.
So before that, we didn't even know about ESE, that there exam called ESE. So when we get to know about it, so since we wanted to remain in our core competency field, so we started. We thought that okay, after we graduate, we will start preparing for ESE.
Okay.
Now, in our first attempt, unfortunately, we couldn't get past mains stage. So we thought since this was a first attempt, but still we could clear pre. And when we go to such an extent, then you get confidence that yes, you can do it.
Definitely.
So I thought, okay, we will. I will do. I mean, give ESE again. So that was kind of motivation. Also, when you decide something, it's like जब तक जोड़ेंगे नहीं तब तक छोड़ेंगे नहीं. So that was the thing. So I would say kind of determination that yes, if I have thought about it, I have to achieve it.
Correct. That is the thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so you also mentioned in your introduction that you were working for some private firm.
Right.
तो जो आपका जॉब का ड्यूरेशन था, एंड
Mhm.
आई मीन अभी भी आप उस जॉब में होंगे आई
Right.
सपोज, तो वो क्या आपकी प्रिपरेशन के साथ क्लैश किया था?
नहीं, actually, I started this job 3 months back, I think.
Okay.
So that was just about when my mains exam ended. I joined the job.
ऑलराइट. ओके, बिकॉज होता है कि लाइक जॉब के साथ प्रिपरेशन
Right.
करना इज इटसेल्फ अ चैलेंज
Right.
कि हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डू दिस. सो ESE इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज की अगर हम
Mhm.
बात करें गेट से हट करके, यहाँ पे एक मेजर पोर्शन जो होता है वो प्ले करता है रोल आपका नॉन टेक
Mhm.
जो सिलेबस होता है. तो आपने उसको किस तरह से डील किया? लाइक नॉन टेक सिलेबस इज लाइक एन ओशियन, so you
Mhm.
have to restrict it somewhere.
Mhm.
So how did you decide that ठीक है मुझे बस इतना ही पढ़ना है, इसके आगे मैं कुछ नहीं पढ़ूंगा?
Right. First thing I would like to tell these students who are watching, please don't run after current affairs. I mean, I have seen some that they keep on reading newspaper for like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. That's useless. You can't go in exam hall during prelims and say that yes, I have read it and I will solve the question, because that's not going to happen. So what I did was I gave focus to 4 or 5 subjects. The first
Okay.
2 were maths and aptitude. Then second was environment.
Right.
Then I gave focus on safety and ED, engineering, graphics or drawing, or whatever you want to say. And another was on material science. Other than that, I had study material. I just gave 2 or 3 readings.
Okay.
That's it. I didn't do anything extra than giving a 2-3 reading.
Right. Okay. So since you have achieved something which is dream of lot of students, right? So like any stereotype parent, I will ask you, आगे का क्या सोचा है आपने? Like is there any further goal which you are thinking of? Like obviously you will not start it now, but आगे जाके क्या आपने सोचा है कि नहीं I'll play big this time, एक बड़ा गेम खेलूंगा, civil services or something like that?
I think at least, and at this point of time, I think I'm done
need
with
rest.
preparation. I need rest. I've already prepared so much, but who knows what happens. But at this point of time, I don't have any plans.
Okay, that is great. Along with the non-technical part, there is one more thing जिसको लेकर के students काफी ज़्यादा परेशान हो जाते हैं, and that is कि जैसे जैसे syllabus complete होता है वैसे वैसे subjects जो complete हो चुके हैं वो बढ़ते जाते हैं, and now they have to study new subject also. एंड उनको पीछे वाले सिलेबस को भी ध्यान में रखते हुए उसका रिवीजन करना है.
हम्म,
सो यहाँ पर एक बहुत बेसिक क्वेश्चन है जो आप सब पूछते भी हो, एंड आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क गोपाल ऑल्सो, कि आप दिन में कितने घंटे पढ़ा करते थे. आई नो दिस क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम एज अ फैकल्टी पर्सपेक्टिव, आई नो द आंसर,
हम्म.
बट आई वांट यू टू टेल द स्टूडेंट्स द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन कि एक दिन में कितने घंटे पढ़ना है. क्या माइलेज
But
है आपका?
if I tell you honestly, you won't believe. But no, students think that we study for 12 hours, 13 hours, but that's not like that.
Hmm.
I mean, at least not for me. I initially I had a dream in my mind that I will study for at least 10 hours, but
Hmm.
I achieved that only for around 15 days. But after that, it dropped down. So I kind of tried to manage at least 5 hours,
Hmm.
but not more than 8 hours. So 5 to 8 hours was the optimum time for me.
Right.
So that's how my goal, my purpose. So I think that's an optimum time if you focus,
Correct.
if you study with concentration.
बिकॉज यहाँ पे जितना जरूरी सवाल ये है कि कितने घंटे पढ़ना है, उससे ज्यादा जरूरी सवाल ये है कि क्या आप उतने घंटे हर दिन पढ़ पाओगे.
Right.
बिकॉज कंसिस्टेंसी आई थिंक प्लेज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल,
Most
है
important
ना.
role.
क्योंकि देखो, यू हैव ऑल इंडिया रैंक 10 विद यू, राइट. यू कैन सी हिम इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. इज लाइक अस ओनली, लाइक ऑर्डिनरी गाय. बट व्हाट ही डिड, इन्होंने ऑर्डिनरी काम किया पर हर दिन किया. That made him extraordinary and made you think that he is extraordinary. Indeed he is, although that's a different thing. Okay. अच्छा, apart from this, social media.
Mhm.
ठीक है, because बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स का ये एक रहता है कि सर क्या करूँ, अनस्टॉल कर दूँ सब कुछ, विल इट सॉल्व माई प्रॉब्लम, ये मेरी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर देगा. बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशंस हैं जो मुझे डिस्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं. और ऑन द अदर हैंड, ये आप लोगों को भी बता दूं मैं कि उन कंपनी के जो इंजीनियर्स हैं, उनका काम ही ये है कि वो आपको कैसे भी करके उन ऐप को यूज करने पे मजबूर करें. वो एल्गोरिथम को कर ही रहे हैं, इसीलिए सेट. सो हाउ डिड यू एक्चुअली बीट दैट एल्गोरिथम? आपने कैसे उसको बीट किया, या अगर नहीं भी किया, सो हाउ यू मेंटेन द होल थिंग, सोशल मीडिया अलोंग विद योर प्रिपरेशन?
Right. So I'm different from that image which we have in a society that UPSC aspirants, they isolate themselves. I was not like that. I did not isolate myself. I had all social media, but I kind of restricted myself how much I will use. And as you told about algorithm, right now you can see reels, shorts.
Reels, shorts,
If you
everyone.
start, you will end up wasting 2 hours, 3 hours.
100%.
Right. So you have to have control on yourself. Even see, if you uninstall, you will install again. What will you do?
True.
So you need to have control over yourself. Uninstalling will not serve any purpose.
Right.
And for the control, you need to have a clear motivation and goal in your mind that yes, I have to achieve something.
Correct. So motivation is super important. अगर आपको एक ड्रीम है आपका, so आप, मुझे नहीं लगता कि उस ड्रीम को अचीव करने के बीच में एक छोटी सी कोई ऐप आनी चाहिए. That actually brings me to the another question. I'll give you one example, like my example only when I was preparing. So मेरा सपना था कि it's like very practical सपना and small सपना, कि मैं जब चाहूँ तब मैं फ्लाइट में बैठ सकूँ, मैं एरोप्लेन में बैठ सकूँ. आई यूज्ड टू लाइक वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ एयरपोर्ट्स एंड ऑल, आई डोंट नो व्हाई. उससे पहले मैं बहुत बार बैठा हूँ, बट ऑब्वियसली पेरेंट्स की वजह से. सो दैट वाज माय ड्रीम कि मैं एक दिन जब चाहूंगा, जहां की चाहूंगा, वहां का फ्लाइट का टिकट लूंगा एंड आई विल ट्रैवल, राइट. एंड थैंक गॉड, लाइक आई थिंक अचीव्ड इट. नाउ आई हैव सम अदर गोल्स, राइट. सो व्हाट वाज योर ड्रीम, लाइक इफ यू वांट टू शेयर, इट्स योर चॉइस.
As in growing up?
Yeah, as growing up, or as if like okay, once I'll clear this exam, I'm going to do this.
Right.
Apart from good sleep.
While I was growing up, I had this dream because I live in Gidoni. It's near our Shanti Kunj, and we have large farmhouses there. So spread over acres and acres.
I know
So
where
I
this
had,
is going.
so I had this dream that I want to own this farmhouse
Nice.
here. So that was my dream while growing up.
Okay, so I hope you will get it soon.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right. Coming back to something from the examination. जब आप अपना मॉक टेस्ट, आई मीन नॉट मॉक बट एक्चुअल इंटरव्यू जब आपने दिया, तो कैसा गया आपका मेंस का, आई मीन द इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस, हाउ वाज इट?
Actually, So when I get to know about that my panel member is Lieutenant General Raj Shukla, I was a bit afraid because he from army background, and I thought he would be asking questions from Kashmir and all that, and I'm not very familiar with that. So but he was very chill kind of person, very chill, I mean really very chill kind of person. And I didn't even feel for a second that I'm sitting with some army person, some army general.
Okay.
I was very calm. In fact, his aura was such that he made me calm.
Okay.
So we had general discussion. Like he started talking about IIT's research and all those things. So kind of not even questions from TAF, general discussion.
All right.
But other panel members obviously had from technical background, so they asked me technical questions and all that.
So was there any moment where you felt like now I'm stuck, or everything went smooth as planned?
No, I mean there were questions which I didn't know answer, and I simply said I don't know, sir. I had in my mind that if I don't know a question, I won't bluff. I would simply say I don't know, sir.
Important point to be noted, guys. Okay. Acha, so how was your experience with BYJU'S Exam Prep? Because you actually gave the mock interview, I
Right.
suppose, here. So how was it? Like how you can say common things were there? Like how many common things, or I'll say how close it was to the real interview, and how was the panel about this for BYJU'S Exam Prep?
Right. So I would say the technical members here and at the actual interview were kind of similar. Although I would like to point out that we don't give mock interviews for the same questions which we will get in the actual interview.
Correct.
That is mostly for building confidence, how you will handle the questions. That is the actual purpose of mock interviews. So BYJU'S exam, the mock interview helped me a lot.
Okay.
So this was the last mock interview which I gave, and so I was kind of grilled in some questions, and so
Okay.
it enhances confidence. So it was a fresh memory in my mind. So I was kind of active in my active states that I will handle the questions. So that in that sense it helped me a lot.
Okay, great. So now a lot of students actually are in the final phase of the preparation क्योंकि एग्जाम भी आने वाला है. So is there anything you want to tell them कि final कुछ months में, because कुछ students ऐसे हैं जिनका काफी syllabus बचा हुआ है, काफी means 10-20% maybe. So should they focus on like new subject or only revision as per your, like what's your opinion on that? उनको रिवीजन करने पे ज्यादा फोकस रखना चाहिए अभी, या फिर दे शुड गो फॉर लाइक कि ठीक है चलो एक सब्जेक्ट और कर लेता हूँ, मे बी 2-3 नंबर और बढ़ ही जाएंगे एग्जाम में.
I would say if they are first timer, just revise, because even if you read new subject, you won't be able to get proficiency over it, and maybe you will increase get 2 or 3 questions correctly, but that won't make any difference,
Right.
because that's just a prelim stage. And so I would share my example experience. During my first attempt, I had 2 subjects left which I couldn't complete.
Okay.
And I thought in my mind, I'm done, I won't be able to clear prelims at this time. And but fortunately I did some revision and I was able to clear prelims.
Okay.
So I would say don't run after new subjects if you have very less time. But if you are a fresher, and but then again if you are if you are repeater and if you haven't completed all the subject, but that's problematic.
Correct.
So
correct. So a fun question. ठीक है. So आपने पूरी जो जर्नी थी फ्रॉम द डे 1 जब आपने अपनी प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट करी टिल दिस डे जब आज हम लोग साथ में हैं, सो कैन यू जस्ट डिफाइन योर एंटायर जर्नी इन 3 words, like 3 different words कि ये मेरी जर्नी को डिफाइन करते हैं. सो व्हाट विल बी दोज 3 words जो आपकी पूरी जर्नी को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं? जिस दिन आपने स्टार्ट किया, पहला सब्जेक्ट शुरू किया, पहला चैप्टर, पहली लाइन, और आज का दिन.
Most difficult question.
It's a fun question. Like think about it. There must be because lot of emotions, lot of demotivation must have happened in between. बहुत बार आपको क्विट करने का मन किया होगा, मे बी बहुत बार ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट फील हुआ होगा कि बस हो जाएगा, नो इश्यूज, एंड बहुत सारा स्ट्रेस ऑब्वियसली फैमिली की तरफ से भी रहा होगा, मे बी, आई डोंट नो. सोसाइटी ऑब्वियसली दे आर ऑलवेज देयर, है ना, हमेशा वो तो तैयार रहते ही हैं. सो बेस्ड ऑन ऑल दीज थिंग्स, इफ नॉट 3, just 2 or 1, that will work.
You've got me stuck here. I mean, it was a fun ride
Fun,
for
right?
me. Yeah, it's a fun
So
ride.
roller coaster, I
Roller
would
coaster,
say,
right?
right? Roller coaster. It was a roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Okay, so how was your roller coaster? Like, it's very common कि हाँ up down तो आते ही हैं.
बिल्कुल.
और ups में तो सब ठीक है. Ups में तो everyone is शाहरुख खान. But जब down आता था आपके लिए, तो what was that one thing जो आपको push किया करती थी, या आप ऐसा क्या करते थे? You used to come back on track of your preparation that time.
So downs तो बहुत आए सच में, because I would share recent memory during my mains exam of this 2022. As you know, paper 1 of mains was difficult.
Right.
So I had in my mind that I will attempt around 250 marks or more than that, and I was expecting around 200 marks in that. But when I attempted paper and I approximated that, I have attempted around 180, 190 marks, and I thought I'm done, I'm finished. It's a disaster. And at that point of time, I thought I should better go home. I'm not giving paper 2. Imagine if I had not given paper
Correct.
2, but somehow, see, it's my quality. I think many of my friends tell me that I overcome depressing situation very easily. So I motivated myself to, it's okay, I will give paper 2. But that's the thing, if you have to motivate yourself.
Okay.
Because there are situation, it happens with everyone. People think
Yes.
that it's happening to them only, but it happens with everyone. Even with AIR1,
Yes.
it happens with them. There are down times where you feel like just give up. So you have to motivate yourself, stand up, and act.
Correct. Okay, so let's move to the last question of this episode. Suppose if I give you option कि you can go back in time, day 1 of preparation. So what will be those things, या ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं जो आप अपने आप को बताना चाहोगे कि ये चीज मत करना आगे आने वाले 2 साल में, which can actually give you some other result maybe. वो कौन सी मिस्टेक्स हैं बेसिकली जो आप चाहते हो कि आपको अगर पहले पता होती, then things would have been different.
Although I would say कि पता तो थी मुझे पहले ही, but I was very weak on revising things.
Okay.
So I would suggest students, please revise as much as possible. I'm not very good at revising things, and without revision it's very difficult to remember things. We have such a huge syllabus for civil engineering, and it's very important you revise.
Okay.
So that's one thing I would like to remind myself on day 1.
Okay, that revision is very essential.
Very
You
essential.
have to work on it. All right then. So guys, ये थे हमारे साथ गोपाल सिंह, UPSC Engineering Service Examination All India Rank 10 for 2022. Learn from his mistakes, take inspiration from himself, and there is nothing that you cannot achieve. इन्होंने आपको बहुत सारी चीजें बताई, आपके साथ शेयर करी. नाउ इट इज योर जॉब कि आप इन सारी चीजों में से अपने काम की जो चीजें हैं वो निकाल के रख लें, बिकॉज हर इंसान, हर स्टूडेंट अलग है, सबकी स्ट्रैटेजीज अलग होती हैं. गोपाल की आपने स्ट्रैटेजी सुनी, अब आपको अपने हिसाब से अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी को बिल्ड करना है. ऑब्वियसली यस, फ्रॉम टेकिंग सम इंस्पिरेशन एंड सम स्ट्रैटेजिकल एडवाइस ऑफ गोपाल.